welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing another special feature spotlight, and today it will be on 101 Dalmatians, the Blu-ray. This is just pretty a standard edition. It's the UK edition. We've just got a one disc, which is actually in the thing right now. It's just, you know, a single disc, and it's got a few special features on, but the special features that it does have on are actually really good and interesting, so I highly recommend them. Let's get in to see what they are. Okay, so first off, we've got Redefining the Line, the making of 101 Dalmatians. Now this is the biggest feature on here, and it's separated into different parts. So I'm just going to read off the parts that are in this feature. So we have Puppy Dog Tales, Howling at the Moon, New Tricks, Animation 101, or 101, Drawing all cars and seeing spots. A dog's eye view. Sorry. Yeah, so those are like the kind of categories you can get. You can press play all, or you can like pick one to watch. And of course they've all got their own little things that they're about, but pretty much it's all about the making of 101 Dalmatians. So let's start off with Puppy Dog's Tales. So basically Puppy Dog's Tales talks about how 101 Dalmatians was different than other animations of the time, different than other animations that Disney have done, and it shows you all the storyboards and the things that went into it, and like how the animation style was different, the story was different, it was a contemporary story, not a fairy tale, and all that kind of stuff. This was really interesting and a great introduction to 101 Dalmatians. Definitely recommend watching all of these though, really enjoyed it. Howling at the Moon was all about the songs in 101 Dalmatians. Now they said how there's not many songs compared to other Disney movies, and the most interesting bit in my opinion of this section was the Cruella de Vil song, which is obviously the main song of the movie, was actually originally going to be a different song for Cruella de Vil. So that was really cool, and you get to hear a bit of that, so definitely check that out. Next we've got New Tricks. Now this was really interesting because it talks a lot about the Xerox machine, where basically, well, in animation before this, they would draw the animation, someone would get the cell, which if you don't know what a cell is, it's just like this clear, it's like clear like plasticky type thing, put it on top, they would draw it again, then someone would paint it. Now the Xerox machine, instead of doing all that, someone would draw the animation and then the Xerox machine would just like photocopy it onto the cell. So now this is the first time that they used the Xerox machine in a full film. Before this they'd tested it out in Goliath 2, which was a short, which I actually haven't seen, but I mentioned in another video the other day, so I need to really check that out. But Goliath 2 used this as like a test, but also one scene in Sleeping Beauty, which was the film previous to 101 Dalmatians, the animation film before this, they had one scene where it was the dragon scene where they used it as well. But yeah, this movie they used it all because they were trying to cut down animation cost, because Sleeping Beauty was really expensive to make, and they were kind of behind the animation bits, so they were trying to cut down, and this was a really interesting section. So if you don't really want to sit through the whole thing, but you kind of want to know some stuff, definitely go to this special feature and check out New Tricks and watch that bit, because it's really interesting, and I think you will learn something from that and really enjoy that one. So definitely, if I could recommend any feature, it would be that bit of this feature. Okay, so Animation 101 or 101 just talks about basically, you know, drawing the animation and the different styles they went through and the backgrounds and the character designs and stuff. But something that was really interesting in this one that I want to just mention is the fact that they mentioned that the Lady and the Tramp characters were in this movie. We saw Jock, who started the Twilight Bark. We obviously saw the girl who Tramp met in the pound, and the bulldog in a shop window. And I've seen those, but what I hadn't noticed anyway, is that you actually see Lady in the movie as well, when it's like a shot like this and it shows you where Lady is in the movie, and I thought that was really cool. So really cool that they're in this movie, because obviously that was 2 movies before, I think. I think Sleeping Beauty is the one before, and Lady and the Tramp is the one before that. Yeah, I'm right, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so them characters are actually in this movie, and I thought that was really cool. Drawing all cars. Of course, this is about the cars in the movie and how they drew them to fit the personalities of the person having the car, how they use models to try and model the car, get it right, and all stuff like that. This was kind of interesting, but not my favourite bit. It was just all about the cars and the drawings of them and stuff. Seeing spots. Of course, it's about, again, the animation and the spots and stuff. They actually had a separate crew to do the spots on the dogs, because obviously there's so many spots, an insane amount of spots, and it's kind of all about the title sequences, which was all spots and different things. Yeah, it's just really interesting actually, because like, you know, it's something we don't, I guess, think about, and it was like, oh my god, there is a lot of spots. And finally, for this feature, we got a dog's eye view, which is basically the success of the movie, how it played out, how it went, and also kind of talks about how Walt Disney actually wasn't super impressed with this movie himself, which was weird. I didn't really know that, but yeah, so he wasn't super happy with it, but you know, obviously it was successful, and how it's gone on in time and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that is that feature. I highly recommend that. It's really interesting. It tells you all about the making of 101 Dalmatians. Great watch. Definitely check that out. Next we have the feature Cruella de Vil, Drawn to Be Bad. This was pretty much all about Cruella de Vil's character and how she was drawn and animated, who she was animated by, which I think was Mark Davis, and how he was her last character he animated, sorry, and all stuff like that, and kind of like just about her and the voice for her and the model for her and everything just about her. So if you love Cruella de Vil, definitely check this one out. But one interesting thing that I learned from this was that actually the person who voiced Cruella de Vil actually did the voice for the narration of Cinderella. Now if you hear the voice for the Cinderella narration, you'll be like, it's totally different. So that's really, really interesting, just a little fun fact. Next feature is Sincerely Yours, Walt Disney. Now this was really, really interesting. I highly recommend watching this. I just recently watched Saving Mr. Banks, which I'm sure a lot of you will have seen, which is about Walt Disney's communication interaction with the book writer Mary Poppins. That didn't make sense. The woman who wrote the book Mary Poppins. Now this section of this feature is basically about Walt Disney's communication interaction with the lady who wrote 101 Dalmatians. Dodie Smith. Basically they were writing letters back and forth for a long time trying to sort it out. He got the rights to the book and it's all about the process it went to from getting the book to the film and everything like that, and their relationship throughout all this and what she thought of it, everything like that. Really, really interesting. If you enjoyed Saving Mr. Banks, obviously it's not like Saving Mr. Banks, it's just a special feature showing some of their letters and stuff like that, but I definitely found it interesting, especially after watching that movie and seeing that side of that, which obviously is not maybe entirely true, but still. And then his letters with her, really cool, really interesting, definitely check that out. And then finally we've got some things that are not really necessary. We've got radio adverts. They're just like adverts on the radio at the time, the 60s, 70s, so on, so on. Then, we've got trailers, one's from the 60s, one from the 69. It goes up to 85, I think, each re-release of trailer and everything like that, and TV adverts. They're not necessarily to watch, they're just okay, I guess, if you're interested in them. But I'm not too bothered about those. And then we also have a music video by Selena Gomez of Cruella de Vil. Don't watch that, it was not good. I don't know why they made that, let's talk about that. We've got some deleted songs and some abandoned songs. These were kind of interesting. The deleted song was pretty upbeat, chirpy. I was like, oh yeah, I like it, but it's nothing too special, too exciting. But definitely the features to watch are the main one, The Making of 101 Dalmatians, and Yours Sincerely, Walt Disney. Those two, great. Definitely check them out. If you have this Blu-ray, I recommend that you take a bit of time, check those out, and you'll probably really enjoy it. So yeah, that was a special feature spotlight of 101 Dalmatians. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this and enjoyed these and hearing all the little facts. If there's any other Disney movies you wanted me to do one of these on, let me know what it is. Thumbs it up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I've got more stuff on the way. And until then, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!